Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Bake my birthday cake with me. I'm going to bring you along as I bake my birthday cake for this Saturday. So first I start off with the pan perfect release to ensure that my cakes come out of my pan after I'm finished baking. Then I'm going to move over to my mixture of my wet ingredients. I'm going to start with a half a cup of butter, 1.5 cup of sugar, and 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. So I'm going to mix that until it's creamy. I'm taking some time just to scrape my bowl and to scrape the mixing tool to ensure that it turns out nice and creamy and I'm not getting any lumps. So that's what you see me doing here, just making sure that I, periodically just clean the bowl, scrape the bowl, I should say. Then I'm going to add in my 4 large eggs. But the trick is I'm going to add them in gradually. So this is sped up just for time's sake, but I'm adding them, mixing them, adding them, mixing them. The key to this is you don't want to over mix your eggs, okay? You don't want to do it too much. So you're just going to put a little bit, put the egg in, mix it for a little bit, and then put the next egg in and mix it for a little bit. So that's what I'm doing until I've added all of my eggs. And then once I'm finished, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract and then 1/4 of the juice from 1/4 of a lemon. So I'm going to add that in and mix those together again. Again, we don't want to overmix it. Then I'm going to start with my dry ingredients. Sorry, I lost the footage of that, but I simply mixed 3 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1/2 tablespoon of salt. So we're going to mix them until they're really well combined, and then I'm going to mix that in with my wet ingredients. So something that's important to note is that I'm going to start with my flour and add my heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to alternate flour, heavy whipping cream, flour, heavy whipping cream, and you should end off with flour being the last part of your mixture. You want to do this by hand because you don't want to over mix your batter. Trust me, I've done it before. So you don't want to over mix your batter, so don't use an electric mixer, whether that's a stand mixer or a handheld mixer. Just do this by hand. And you will get the result that you want. So again, I'm just adding in my flour and I'm mixing it up, adding in my heavy whipping cream. It is a process, but we're doing it with love. We're having a good time. We're doing it with love, and we're just we're taking our time to ensure that it turns out just the way we want it. And again, baking is an exact science, so because of that, you just have to be really meticulous and just take your time and enjoy the process. So we should finish with something like this. Again, I thought I was recording and I wasn't, but I just split my batter into 2 cake pans, and I did that evenly. And another trick that I've learned is to twist your cake pan clockwise and kind of beat it on the bottom of your table, and that'll even and level out your cake. So I did that with both of them. And then through the power of editing, the cake is done. It's this beautiful brown color, but I popped it in the oven for 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. Now we're gonna make the chocolate frosting. This is my favorite part. I used a combination of semi-sweet and milk chocolate chips, and I used about 6 ounces of those. So I heated it in the microwave, first increment of 30, then increments of 15 seconds to get it until it was nice and moistened and mixed. Then I'm going to work on the other part of the batter for the frosting. So I'm using 2 sticks of butter or 1 cup of butter, and I'm going to put that in my stand mixer, and I'm going to mix that up until it's nice and creamy. So it's looking like buttercream. It's looking just so buttery and delicious. So I'm going to mix that up while I'm allowing my chocolate to cool. It's important to allow your chocolate to cool. You don't want it to be hot to the touch. You're just going to let it cool on its own and do its thing. So then again, scraping my bowl to make sure that I don't have any chunks of butter in there at all. now we're gonna add the chocolate. Oh, it looks so delicious. So I'm adding my chocolate in, trying to stay in frame and not make a mess. And then I'm just gonna combine that with the butter, making sure I get all of that chocolate deliciousness into the bowl. So I'm going to head and, continue mixing that. Then I'm going to gradually add in my powdered sugar. So I'm using 2 cups of powdered sugar, and I'm adding them in a little bit at a time, just not to make a mess. Because if you add it in all at once, then, you're going to have powdered sugar everywhere all over your kitchen. And you don't want that. So taking my time and adding that in and letting them mix. And then I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and it's just going to really give the frosting a really nice consistency. So then I'm going to scrape my bowl just to make sure that I don't have any chunks, and mix it on high speed for 30 seconds. Another trick I've learned is to take your spatula and go around your cake pan before you release it, and it comes out so buttery and beautiful and golden. And then I'm going to go ahead and put on my frosting. As you can see, the consistency is so perfect. Like, it's spreading so well. I'm not having any problems with picking up my cake. Also, please keep in mind, I did let my cake cool on cooling racks. They weren't on the oven, so the oven was completely cooled down by this point. But that's another tip too. I did have a little chunk that kind of fell off, but that's okay. We'll fix it with some icing. So I'm just going around and I'm icing my cake, and it's just, oh, it looks so delicious. So I'm gonna add this happy birthday cake topper, and I was just trying to figure out where I wanted the topper to go, but I'm gonna add that in there, and then I'm going to be finished with my cake. It looks so beautiful. It smelled so good, when it was baking, and then, just the frosting. And then just for a little bit of touch of glam, I decided to add some pearls on there, just to make it cute. I'm not really much of a decorator, but I just thought it added a nice little touch. Anywho, thank you for making my birthday cake with me. I'm so excited for my birthday tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Comment down below, wish me a happy birthday, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.